guys talk about is girls and cash. These times they ain't even got none. It ain't hard to see when I step in the dance. The party's lit and it gets done. Turn up the music and we jump in. All the people around just jump in. Turn up the music and we jump in. All the people around just jump in. Bounce and vibe, get the drink and we dance all night. Vibe and bounce, get the drink and the girl on the couch. Bounce and vibe, get the drink and we dance all night. Vibe and bounce, get the drink and the girl on the couch.
And where you're from as well.
Okay, yeah, my name's OJ, grew up in South London.
Sick. Whereabouts in South London?
Grew up in Stockwell, lived in Brixton.
Okay. And how would you describe Stockwell or Brixton?
The ends.
Ends. But everyone's got a different description. Like, what would you say it was like growing up?
It's definitely a different time from now. Simpler things, I guess. I was really young when I lived in Stockwell, so.
How about Brixton?
Right, Brixton's a bit faster, isn't it?
A bit faster. You said it was different from there to now. What would you say one of the biggest differences that you've seen?
The biggest difference in my head is it looks a lot smaller than it did when I was growing up. Growing up, things just used to look bigger than they, you know what I mean? It's just, when I drive through, even the distance on the road feels shorter, you know what I mean? It felt like such a big place growing up. But obviously I've done different things and gone different places now, so, you know, it just feels a bit small.
Okay. How would you describe yourself in one word?
It's some tough questions. Do you know what it is? Do you really have time to think of how you come across, or do you just hear how you come across to other people, innit? Because I'm thinking of words how other people might describe me.
Okay.
More than how, I don't know.
No, that was actually going to be the next question, really. It was also, how would you say other people describe you?
Abrasive.
Man had that there.
Nah, because that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What was that? Abrasive, you said?
Yeah, I don't know. My brand of encouragement isn't for everybody, innit? I want to get straight to it. I don't want to, don't want you to have your cry about it first and then,
Not trying to do the politeness, the nicety.
Not even like that, but if you look at the problem and there's a way to solve it, being upset about it isn't part of the process, innit? So it's just, you know what I mean? And I can see how it could rub people up the wrong way, innit? But I'm just here to get to it. I just want to, you know what I mean? We're working in a big industry and I want my piece of it.
Hear it. So, I think going back a little bit to your past, how would you describe your school experience?
School's fun.
School's fun.
Do you know what? Let me not say that, because I kind of messed up in school. I didn't finish school. I got kicked out of school. But at the time, it just seemed fun, innit? You know.
How was that experience? Being kicked out of school? Do you think that? I guess
it was pretty shit because the fun stopped. But yeah, school was fun. Met some good people in school. You know, don't chat to a lot of people from school, but I'll remember them forever, innit? Yeah.
Okay, so what first got you into music? Or who inspired you to be involved?
Do you know what, yeah? I thought this would be one of the questions. So I thought about it, what do you mean got into music? What? Where I am now, or?
I think even what inspired you to be first involved? When you was first if I want to spit, if I want to manage now, or what was your first inspiration?
My first kind of involvement would be in school. In secondary school, me and my boys used to rap, you know what I mean? We did a couple little, you know what I mean? I used to rap in the local youth club, just loads of little stuff like that. But Yeah, nah, rapping, it's not for me, to be fair.
But do you think that...
No, it's just... No.
I thought it was going to go about... Do you think that experience there then influenced where you are now? Like, do you think that was like a path, almost?
See, this is what I'm saying, like, music is probably in everybody's life, innit? But my first, like, music, my mum used to play Michael Jackson records, Dolly Parton records. My sister used to be playing 112, Donnell, you know what I mean? Like, music's always been in my house, and I've always loved music, you know what I mean? I am from the generation of recording the Light FM on your 60-minute cassette and listening to it on the way to school in your Walkman. That's my era.
Sick.
So I've always loved music. Like, wanting to be involved with music. The first time I did anything kind of involved with music would be with, I did one of those courses in jail where you got to play around with the Apple Macs and that. They had a little recording suite in the jail. And I did that. That was fun. And then, after certain things in my life, I thought about what I was wanting to do and where I'm trying to go. And I just built myself a studio. I just built a studio. I thought, if people come and use it, I can make a little money that way. But I'm gonna learn to make beats and I'm gonna be a producer. You know what I mean? And then that's fucking hard work. Big up all the producers, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. And I didn't even scratch the surface. I was just moving samples and making it sound nice like that. Like plugins, filters, chops. Like, you can hear what you want in your head. You see, that's my problem, yeah? This is why I couldn't be a painter, because that perfect edge you get from somebody that's anal, like, I would want that, and that's what happened with production. I couldn't translate what was in my head onto the screen, innit? So, yeah.
That's interesting, because obviously, like, the way you've built from this and that, do you think if you spent more time on that would have been something you would?
No.
It was never going to happen?
No. That's not for me.
Okay. I'm going to go back to that, because obviously that's right on your trajectory. Like, I guess from owning the studio, do you think that was also part of, like, what put you in this position now?
Most definitely, yeah.
How was that though? What made you decide to build a studio rather than let me go rent out of the studio?
So I started with a music page. At the time where I was trying to find what I want to do in life, I was doing loads of things. So I had a cooking page. I just kept making pages and doing things in it. So I had a cooking page. I was a PT for a season. I did bare seasons and everything. And then off the back of the cooking page, because I was doing this cooking page, my mate had a food shop in town. He didn't use it on a Sunday. I said, let me do this. So we did that, recorded it a couple of times. My mate ended up selling the shop or whatever, so couldn't really carry on with that. So off the back of that, I just started getting into the actual music scene in Brighton, innit? So I just started going to little shows, calling out people, asking people that are following me, who's the best rapper in town. And off the back of that, I got to meet a few of the rappers, innit? So just meeting the rappers and that, you find that a lot of them, it's not affordable. Studio's not affordable for them. So I thought, okay, you set your eyes on certain individuals, you think, with a bit of help, might be able to do something with him. So I just started building studio based on who I was interacting with. So one guy was a rapper, I was like, I need a microphone. Another guy was a producer. Okay, let me get a MIDI and a drum pad. And so that's how I basically built my studio. Along the way, a couple of my friends see what I was doing and was like, hey, do you know what? Here's a sub for your setup. hold this for your setup, and you know what I mean. A couple of my mates was really like, because I wasn't on this road thing anymore, innit? So that's that's what happened. I was just done with the road and trying to find a different way, innit?
Sick.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's sick. That's sick. And it's always good to hear, like, because people forget when people help them and that. And you
Never.
It was a community kind of thing, man.
Yeah,
That's great. Would you say, and we're gonna touch on obviously like from who you met in the studio, but I just want to focus on you.
Yeah.
And your creative process.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say you've got a particular creative process when it comes to getting into the studio, working with someone, pushing for the best?
Like I said, yeah, I'm very vocal. So my process is to just be in a session or whatever, listen and give my honest opinion, you know what I mean? It's up to the artist whether they're gonna listen or not. But that's, you know what I mean? I haven't got a process like a producer or a rapper because I'm not a producer or a rapper, innit? But yeah, I'm very vocal about like what I can hear, what I think can change. So yeah, that's my process.
And how would you describe that? Just that experience of working with an artist, but from that different angle?
That's the fun bit. The creation is the fun bit of the whole. Everything else can be pretty quick, you know, like going to shows, doing shows, like even though when you're it can seem long, all them bits are quick. The bit in the studio, that's kind of, you know, that's the bit where people fall asleep and that's the long bit, that's the proper graft, innit? And I'm a grafter, you know what I mean? My whole life says I'm a grafter, so I like to be involved in the actual graft, like the making and, you know what I mean, the planning.
Would you say there's anyone that inspires you at the moment? And who would that be?
Do you know what it is, yeah? I don't like idols and we're all human, innit? So I take what I can from anybody. I don't need to know you. You don't need to be famous. I try and keep my Instagram feed full of things that inspire me. You get me? It's not just, I can't say that, this inspires me or that inspires me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole collective of things that inspire me.
Draw for everything.
Yeah, literally.
No, definitely. And then within that as well, what would you say is one of your biggest obstacles that you've had to face?
My abrasiveness. Like I said, it's not for everyone, but I can't be the person that has different versions of themselves. Like, I am who I am. You learn along the way and you try and be a better person, but me doing that within myself, I've got to where I am so far. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I need to be on anyone else's time schedule on my development or anything like that. So double-edged sword. That could be, that probably is my biggest obstacle. You know what I mean? I don't think it's an ego thing or anything like that, but, you know, there's people that can go as different people and be different people in different places. I'm the same person in every place. But it's not for everybody, and that could close doors on me, you know what I mean? But I always believe that if you get past that and you get to know me, you're gonna like me, you know?
I'm a good guy.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's real, but I think those kind of strong personalities, people are headstrong as well, that you know yourself, you know what you want.
And this industry is not like, it might look cool. It's not, you know what I mean? It's full of sharks. Yeah, there's not any docile creatures. The one that you think is the most docile is lethal. Everyone's lethal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. I think a lot of people need to be aware of that as well.